From the ashes of divorce, you can come back stronger than ever. This is Divorce to Victory with Kevin Ray Ward. Your new life starts now. Hey there, it is Kevin Ray Ward with your Divorce to Victory podcast. And today we're going to talk about the key, the number one key to successful relationships between a man and a woman. Now there's more, but this, especially in a relationship, is absolutely critical. You cannot have a long-term, great, passionate, healthy marriage or relationship with a significant other without this one element that we're going to talk about today, and that is respect. In many ways, respect is more important in a healthy relationship. That a woman respects her husband, that a woman respects her man is more important than love. I know, sounds crazy, but stay with me because this is going to be a critical conversation that for those of you that are in a marriage that is not on fire, it is not healthy, it may be on fire, but it's burning down. If it is, your marriage is not healthy, if your relationship is on the rocks, if your relationship is struggling right now, probably the number one missing ingredient is your wife does not have tremendous deep respect for you. And if you have been through a divorce, you're going through a divorce and you're thinking about the future queen and you're thinking about, I want to get back into the dating game and I want to find and win the woman of my dreams, you are not ready to start dating again until you have this, until you have mastered the ability to command respect. And I'm going to talk to you in this video exactly about how do you become a man who can command respect. Now, we're talking about respect. I want to say several things about it, and then I'm going to actually share with you the 7 secrets of respect, 7 characteristics that you must have, 7 things that you must demonstrate and display in your life as a man in order to be able to truly have and command respect with the people in your world. Now, whose respect do you need? Whose respect do you need and want the most? I'm going to share the 3 pieces. Number 1, your own respect. And I want you to stop right now as I'm talking here, and I want you just to think about, do you have tremendous respect for yourself? When you look in the mirror, do you look in the mirror and go like, you are a great man? Do you respect your own integrity? Do you respect your own discipline? Do you respect your work ethic? Do you respect your strength and your confidence and your ability to succeed? Or have you had the crap so beat out of you by life and by circumstances and so forth that you find yourself not believing in yourself and wallowing in self-doubt and insecurity? Because if you're like most men, including myself, for most of my life, I was buried in insecurity and self-doubt and not a true powerful sense of self-worth, which means you can't have a true, powerful sense of self-respect. So the first person that must respect you is you. You must become the man that you respect. Number 2 is you want respect of your spouse, of your family, of the people that are close to you, your friends. And if you're going to be successful in business, you want the respect of the people in the business world that you engage with, your team, your company, your boss, your employees, your clients, your customers. You want to be a man who other people respect, especially who other men respect. Why? Because it is a reflection of who you are and how you show up in the world. And I'm going to share with you the 7 secrets of what you must develop inside of you and outside of you in order to truly be able to walk into a room and command respect in the room. And I just want you to think about it for a minute. There are people that you know. There are men that you know, and this is not exclusive to men. You can respect women too. This is not a gender conversation, except that my conversation is to you as men, is that if you want love, if you want a great, passionate, healthy relationship and a healthy marriage, respect is foundational to your ability to build and sustain a great and long-lasting, lifelong relationship. Now, there's a book that I read last year called Love and Respect by Dr. Emerson Eggerichs, where he basically takes it from a Christian perspective and what he calls a biblical approach to the idea of love and respect. Because Scripture says that men are to love their wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. That men basically are to love their wives unconditionally, which means it doesn't matter how she's acting or anything. When she's not being super nice and you don't like her right now, you're still supposed to love her, right? You're supposed to love your wife no matter what. And Scripture says that wives must also respect their husband. Now, all that's beautiful. I agree with all of that. Obviously, it's truth. It's in Scripture. But in the book, one of the things that bothers me is he talks about that men are supposed to give love to their wives, whether they deserve it in that moment or not. And he says it's really the same way with respect, that a wife has to respect her husband, whether he's really acting respectable or not. Why? Because he is your husband, because you are committed to him and because you made a vow to him. And so you're supposed to respect him, even if he's not being respectable, even if you don't trust him or whatever. And while I see the principle of that, my problem is that's just not the way it works. That respect is not automatic. In a long-term relationship, in a real relationship, respect's not automatic. A woman is not going to be able to continue to truly respect you and give you respect when you don't act respectable. And the one thing that bothered me the most in the book was he spent almost no time saying, men, you want respect, you want your wife to respect you, you want your queen to adore you and admire you. And who doesn't want admiration, right? As men, we want our wives, we want her to admire us. We want her to think highly of us. We want her to be just like in love with us because of who we are. We want her respect. But what he doesn't do is he doesn't talk about, men, you have to man up and be worthy of that respect. Because if you are not worthy of that respect, it is going to be a constant battle and struggle for her to try to respect you when you're acting like a 9-year-old. When she constantly has to correct you and get you to do stuff because you said you're going to do something and you don't do it. When you don't keep your word, when you don't show up powerfully. When she has to take care of business or she has to take care of decisions because you won't take care of it and you abdicate your responsibility as a father or in taking care of finances in the relationship and she doesn't feel safe, she doesn't feel secure. So how in the world can she respect you when she doesn't feel that? And so my contention here, my position, and this is the truth, whether you like it or not, is if you want her to respect you, you must be respectable. You must be a man who can command respect, not demand it. You can demand it and people are going to go like, you're full of crap. I can't respect you because you're not acting respectable. You're not being responsible. You're not taking care of stuff. And you want me to respect you? I can't. I don't respect how you're showing up. So if you want respect, and you have to have respect for a great relationship, you must become a man who is worthy of respect. And again, I'm going to share with you 7 secrets to becoming a man who is truly worthy of respect in your life, in respecting yourself in the mirror, getting your wife's respect, your family's respect, and the world's respect of people that you associate with in business, in the community, in your church, wherever, that you become that man who is worthy of respect. Again, respect is the number one thing in a relationship that a woman needs to have for a man for that relationship to truly be passionate. Okay. And I'm going to tell you this, respect is the number one thing that a woman needs to feel towards you for her to be truly attracted to you. Now, when a woman first meets a guy, she can be attracted to him because he's just, he's confident and good looking and all that. And she finds out later he's a prick and he's irresponsible and he's a playboy or whatever. And she can completely say, well, I don't respect that. His values are incongruent and he doesn't do what he says and all kinds of stuff. So she can be attracted to you initially. And then when she realizes you're full of crap, then she may lose that respect. Okay. But when you are respectable, when you show up in a way that commands respect, and again, I'm going to talk about the 7 secrets to that. She is very attracted to that because it makes her feel secure. And if you want long-term attraction in your relationship, you want her to be in love with you. You want her to desire you, to want to be intimate with you, to have great sex with you. She needs to feel respect for you. So with that, let's dive into the 7 secrets. What are the 7 secrets of respect? They all start with P. I'm going to give you 7. I'm actually going to give you 7 and a bonus one that I think is kind of an add-on that I think is powerful, but maybe not 100% necessary. But it's a powerful bonus. Number one is promise keeper. You must be a man who keeps your promises, a man who keeps your word, a man who keeps your commitments. Are you the one who accepts responsibility for everything that you say you're going to do? And are you the man who is responsible in your world? Are you responsible financially? Are you responsible relationally? Are you responsible in your communication? Are you responsible in doing around the house or whatever it is that you say you're going to do with the children? Whatever it is you say you're going to do you keep your promises? Do you keep your word? Can she trust you that when you say you're going to do something, you do it? When was the last time you told your wife you're going to do something, you didn't do it? I mean, it can be something as simple as taking out the trash. Okay? You make an agreement. Like, I'm gonna take out the trash. Okay? Now, in a marriage, yes, somebody's gonna have to take out the trash. And until you have a child that's old enough to take out the trash for you, the husband is probably gonna be the designated trash taker-outer. Okay? Now, if it's not in your relationship, that's fine. But I'll just use this as an example. If you're the one who's supposed to take out the trash, but she has to remind you 3 or 4 times every time to take out the freaking trash, she loses respect for you. She's like, can you not just be responsible enough to actually take out the trash or pick up your laundry and your dirty clothes and not leave them laying on the floor? Can you put them in the dirty clothes hamper, please? Even these little things like this is you show her consideration by doing what you say you're going to do, by not making her remind you 3 times before you do it or 7 times before you do it. Every time she has to remind you of something you said you're going to do and you don't do it, she loses respect. It's like a strike against you. Okay, it's like a deposit there was a book called His Needs, Her Needs years ago that was written. It's a great book on relationships, and he talks about having a love bank. And every time you do something you say you're going to do, it's like making a love deposit, a love token into your bank account, into the love bank account. And as long as and every time you do something good, every time you do something that you say you're going to do, you make a deposit into the love bank, and that love bank needs to stay full. Every time you don't do what you say you're going to do, or you make a mistake, it's a withdrawal. You lose a token in the love bank account. You need to keep that love bank account full. Every time you do something you say you're going to do, you add to that bank account of love. And I'm going to say you also add to the bank account of respect. But every time you don't do what you say you're going to do, there's a withdrawal. And if you get enough withdrawals and you're not putting deposits in by doing what you say, and you're not doing what you say, you're making withdrawals over and over again, pretty soon the bank account of respect runs dry. And she's not attracted to you. She doesn't feel safe with you. She doesn't want you to touch her. And if you're sitting here listening to this and you're like, I felt that. I've experienced that. Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons why. So number 1 secret of respect is be a promise keeper. So promise keeper, number 1. Number 2 is purpose. Are you a man who has a definite major purpose in his life? Are you driven? There is nothing more powerful than a man with a mission, than a man who has a clear sense of his purpose in life and his mission in life, and it's got to be something big. The bigger, the better. A man who has a sense of destiny, a man who has a sense of that he is called to do something great and he is pursuing greatness is very powerful and very attractive to a woman. It's also attractive to other men. I mean, just in terms of friendship and respect in community, in friendships, in friend circles, that men look up to a man who has a clear purpose, that he's making a difference in the world, he's adding value to the world, and he's on fire for that mission in his life. Are you a man with a purpose? A man with a mission. It doesn't matter what it is. Most of the time it's going to be career path, because that is also leads to one of the other keys of respect, which is being a provider. But having a purpose, a woman wants a man who knows where he's going. She does not want a man who is missionless and directionless, and he's just like drifting along in the ocean of life, and whatever circumstances happen, he's all over the place. And he doesn't know where he's going, doesn't know why he exists. She doesn't feel secure with a man who doesn't have a purpose in his life. Now, just as a warning, if you make the woman your purpose, and guys do this when they get into the dating game. Men who are like, I don't want to be alone, I got to find another woman. And a lot of guys do this in rebound relationships. Their heart gets broken, they're alone, they don't like being alone, they're used to having a woman, they want a woman by their side. I did it because I wanted a woman because it validated me. If I had a woman, if I had somebody who loved me, then it made me feel like a man. I'm like, see, I'm worthy, and I feel worthy because she loves me. So I would make the woman, I did this all the way back in high school when I was dating, is I would get obsessed with, getting this girl's affection and getting her to go with me. And she became like my life's mission. It didn't matter what else was going on. If she liked me, everything was good. But the moment she pulled away, or if she didn't like me or didn't want to spend time with me or didn't want to hold my hand, then I became pouty and insecure, and she became my purpose. And guys, I'm telling you, that will ruin a relationship. Dr. Robert Glover, in his book, Dating Essentials for Men, talks about that a woman wants a man who has a purpose in his life. And he said, she needs to be the icing on your cake, not the cake. that your purpose in your life has to be the cake. This is your purpose in life, and she wants to be the icing on the cake because she can support that. And you can want her and love her and enjoy her, but she's not the main purpose in your life. Because if she's the main purpose in your life, you become needy. It means I need her to like me. I need her to be close to me. I need her affection and her love, or I feel like down in the dumps. And she's like, he depends on me. And a woman is not attracted to a man who is needy. A woman is not attracted to a man who needs her. Now, I get it. It sounds great in romance novels and in movies, like in the movie with Tom Cruise years ago. What was the name of the movie? I can't remember. Show Me the Money. But he's talking to Renee Zellweger, whatever her name is, and he's saying, you complete me. Now, it sounds romantic, but a woman does not want a man who needs her in order for him to be whole. So you have to be a man who is whole, a man with a purpose. Number 3, the third secret to respect is you must be powerful. You must be a man who is powerful in your own right. And what that means is you need to be a man who's a leader. Be someone that she can look up to. Be a man who can stand up for yourself, a man who can stand up to the world, a man who can stand for his values, and frankly, a man who can stand up to her. If you spend all your time trying to make a woman happy, and buy into this BS line, happy wife, happy life, you're not trying to make her happy all the time. She's like, you can't even stand up to me. And what happens is you start acting in the relationship like a peasant, bowing the knee, bowing the knee, bowing the knee. This is another reason that a lot of men struggle with this, because we've been raised to bow the knee. We've been raised that you're supposed to make everybody else happy. And this fear of other people's opinions, fear of other people's approval, is like, I need their approval. And you become weak. You become like a peasant, always bowing the knee to make everybody else happy. You need to be a man of power who is clear about what you want, clear about your purpose, and you can stand up for yourself, and you can stand up to the world, and you can't be controlled. You can't be controlled. Your wife doesn't want to control you. Okay, now if you're sitting there going like, man, well, you don't know my wife. She tries to control me and tries to tell me what to do all the time. Well, here's the reason. The reason that your woman tries to control you is because she doesn't feel safe. And she doesn't feel like that if she just lets you go as a man, that you're going to take care of her and you're going to do what needs to be done and be responsible. She doesn't feel that in you. When she doesn't feel safe because you're irresponsible and you say you're going to do stuff and you don't do it, she is not going to respect you. She wants somebody who can stand up under pressure, who can thrive under pressure, who is powerful in the face of adversity. You, my friend, must be that man. Now, and number 4. So the fourth secret of respect is you've got to be principled. Are you a man who is principled, meaning that you are true to yourself, that you are true to your values, you are true to your own judgment, you trust yourself, you trust your own judgment, that you have honor in the way you show up, that you have honor in the way you treat other people, that you have honor in the way you make decisions, and you are consistent. You are brave and you are responsible. Are you a man of principle, or are you a man who's just wishy-washy and you flip-flop and you just go along to get along, and if she doesn't like something, then you decide you don't like it either? And if you want to go do something, but she didn't want to do it, so you're like, oh, well, I really don't want to do it anyway. You got to be a man who is principled enough to say, I want to do this. This is who I am. This is what's important to me. And be true to yourself. A man of principle, a man of values, because that she can get behind it. Now, if your principles and her principles don't align, guess what? You're probably not going to have a great relationship. She's probably not the one for you because your principles, your values are not compatible. But the one thing that a woman cannot stand is a man who does not have principles. And again, he's bowing the knee, trying to make her happy. So you must be a man who is principled and can be true to your principles. Number 5, and number 5 is going to be a critical one here, and I'm going to talk about number 5 and 6 for a bit because these are so important. Number 5 is provider. A man must be able to provide. First, you got to be able to provide for yourself. If you can't even take care of yourself, how in the world are you going to take care of a family? How in the world can you take care of somebody else? But when you are a man who can provide for yourself and other people abundantly, then you create an environment of abundance in which she can feel secure. Now, this is especially for you guys that are like in your 40s, 50s, 60s, you're back in the game of dating after a failed relationship, maybe a failed marriage, maybe you've gone through a divorce, and you're back in the dating game and you're looking for women. Women in their 40s and 50s and 60s, and this is not a stereotype, this is not 100%, but this is just in general the way it is. Her number one need is security. A woman needs to feel secure. Can you take care of me? Can you take care of me? Can you take care of yourself? Okay? She wants that. Your ability to provide abundantly is critical to having a great relationship and being the man that she can respect. You want to be respected? You better be able to take care of business, make money, bring home the bacon, and take care of your family. You can take care of your finances, you can take care of debt, you can take care of necessities, you can take care of even some luxuries. Now, I want to put this in a biblical perspective as well. I talked about in a previous podcast, I talked about scripture in 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 8 that says that speaking to men says, anyone who does not provide for his family, especially those of his own household, has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. Now that's a powerful principle. And I got taken to task a little bit on that by a comment on the podcast on my YouTube channel. And one of the guys responded, and this was his criticism. He says, I will say in reference to 1 Timothy 5:8, then talking about providing, it's a very subjective what my view, he says, is a very subjective understanding of providing. And women in the West, i.e. America and so forth, women in the West, I think, have become spoiled and have a very high bar of what provision is. I think it's probably always been this way, but a man is penalized if he can't provide a high income, lavish upper middle class lifestyle that she wants. I would argue this applies to a man who's not working and applying himself, meaning that the verse says if you're a man who's not working and you're not applying yourself, then you're not providing. But if a family doesn't even have four walls to live within, food on the table and clothes on their back, then I would say that this verse absolutely applies, that you need to provide. But let's not get it mixed up. Providing does not necessarily mean multiple vacations a year and private school. Like, okay, I don't know exactly what this man's experience is, but I get it. I hear you. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Number one, yes, you have a God-given responsibility as a man to provide for your family and take care of your household. I think that means you need to make enough money, and your income should provide all the needs for your family, that you do not depend on your wife's income or on a woman's income just to make ends meet and be able to pay the bills and support your lifestyle. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean a woman can't work. I'm all for a woman if she wants to have a career and she wants to make money, and that's great, but you should not depend on her and need her money to pay the bills. Now, again, you can go back and listen on a previous podcast where I talk about this, that there is this idea that, in America to get by now because cost of living and everything's so expensive that it takes two incomes and both men, the husband and the wife, have to work. Brothers, men, we live in the greatest land of opportunity, and you can make more money. Problem is we bought into the box that says go to school, get a good education, get a job, and that's pretty much the limit of what you can do. And you're locked into your job. And once you get a secure job, you're like, well, I can't go in and just double my income. I need to make more money. And with inflation and all this, what am I supposed to do? She's got to work. Well, what I'm going to say is you need to start getting a little more responsible, a little more creative, and start looking at ways to own your own business, ways to become entrepreneurial, ways to increase your income. And yes, my friend, there is a way that every single person can do it. When you look out there and you see men who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year or millions a year, and they are providing for themselves and their family at a high level, you can do that too. Now, does that mean you may have to learn a new skill? Yeah. Does it mean you may have to work extra hard? Oh, I'm just going to get worn out. My brother, it is your duty to provide. It is your duty to take responsibility for providing for your family. Now, going back to this guy's comment, he says, that doesn't mean necessarily multiple vacations a year and private school. Well, okay, granted. And I will agree, cultural standards have definitely changed since the New Testament was written a couple of thousand years ago, right? I mean, it's definitely changed. Expectations have certainly changed, but the principle is still there. But here's what's more critical. If you want to date and attract a great woman and she has expensive taste or she likes nice stuff and she likes to travel and she wants a nice car and she wants a nice house and she wants a swimming pool and she wants to be able to send the kids to private school, then my brother, it's your responsibility to provide that, or she's not the one for you. Does that make sense? If you want to attract and win and keep a woman who likes nice things, then you got to be able to provide those nice things, or she's not going to be happy. It's her expectation. And it is very, very difficult to get her to lower her expectations because you can't provide, because you can't make enough money to provide it. And so what I'm challenging you to do is have a mindset of I can do whatever I need to do to have the lifestyle I want. And brother, raise the bar. I was raised on a farm in a mobile home. I grew up in a mobile home. We didn't have a lot of money. My parents were both school teachers, and we weren't broke and we weren't poor, but yeah, we had, if we went on vacation, it was always road trips. And my dad did have we had a little camper that we'd go on trips in and all that, but we never flew anywhere. We never flew. The first time I was on a commercial airline, where I actually flew to go on a trip, I was in college. That was the first time. Now today I've flown I won't say all over the world, but I've flown to multiple countries, many places. I like to fly first class. Why? It's just nicer. Now people are like, well, that's a ripoff. I agree. Flying first class is totally a ripoff, but I like flying first class. I like room service. So what do? I'm like, I want to make more money so I can afford the ripoffs of the world. And because we live in America, you can generate enough money and you can find ways and learn how to make more money without sacrificing your life and without working 90 hours a week. Now, there may be periods where you have to work 90 hours a week. I've had those periods in my life. But the key is, are you committed to being a provider? If you can provide abundantly for yourself first, and then for your queen, and then for your family, my friend, the more abundantly you can provide, the more respect you are going to garner in the world. Now, I know this is a double-edged sword, and people go like, well, I don't want to be materialistic or worldly and all this. And I hear you, I get you, I get it. But a man who can provide is going to be looked up to and respected more. Now, what if he's just all he cares about is money and he's greedy and all that kind of, no, it's not, he may not be respected, certainly not by somebody that cares about other things like spiritual depth and having a purpose in your life and doing good in the world. But you can do good in the world, add value to people's life, and make money doing it. Okay, so if you're going to sit here and argue with me about trying to justify being broke and justify living in scarcity and lack and worried about filling up your car with gas, all you're doing is defending scarcity. Stop defending scarcity. God created this world in abundance, and He is a God of abundance, and He wants you to have abundance. Jesus said in John 10, I came that you might have life and have it abundantly. He wants abundance for us. Okay. Number 6, if you want to command respect, you must be a great protector. Can you protect? Can you protect yourself? Can you stand up for yourself? Can you protect your queen? Can you protect your family? Are you a man who can provide and protect? 2 huge cornerstone principles of being able to be a man worthy of respect in a relationship. Can you protect? This is again, a foundational question that every woman has about a man. If I fall, will he catch me? If I fall, will he catch me? Can he protect me? Can he protect me from harm? Can he protect me from hurt? Can he protect me from heartbreak? Can he protect me from disappointment? Can he protect me, again, financially through provision? Will he stand up for me in the world? Will you stand up for her to your parents, to the in-laws? Will you stand up? Will you protect her? You must be a man who is dangerous. Okay, we live in a time where we've been taught to be soft, been taught to be nice guys. If you're strong and powerful, they call it toxic masculinity, which is bullshit. You must be a man who can stand up in the world and protect your family. Whatever goes down, whatever comes around, you've got to be able to stand up and protect your family, which means you must be dangerous. You must be able to take care of things. You must have the courage and willingness to stand up in the world for yourself and for your family. Can you do that? Are you willing to do this? In fact, I want to share with you, there's a book about the ancient Spartans and the Battle of Thermopylae. It's called The Gates of Fire by a guy named Stephen Pressfield. And I read this years ago, and it super inspired me because I was just raised happy wife, happy life, being the nice guy and trying to make everybody happy. And I never really understood what it meant to be a powerful man and a powerful leader that really knew how to make his wife feel absolutely safe and protected, that no matter what happened, I got this. I'm the one who takes care of shit. Whatever hits the fan, I will take care of it. And this is basically we'll call it a pep talk that King Leonidas of the Spartan king gave to his men before they marched from Sparta to Thermopylae to stand up against the Persian invaders. And he's standing there talking to them, and they're nervous and they know where they're going is a tough battle ahead. And this is what he says. He says, in 600 years, no Spartan woman has beheld the smoke of the enemy's fires. Now, I just want you to think about this. This is in ancient Greece. In ancient Greece, all the city-states, the Greek city-states, all had walled fortifications around the city. They were walled cities, except for Sparta. Sparta was the only ancient Greek city-state that did not have a wall around the city. It was not a walled city. And the reason, they said, the Spartan warriors said, our men are the wall. I just want you to soak in the kind of courage. And this is why the Spartan warriors were revered and feared as the most powerful fighting men, and they were trained to fight and protect and to defend. And they had built an empire of the Spartan Empire that was, for over 600 years, they had known peace. And their poets said, for 600 years, our women have not beheld the smoke of the enemy's fires. It didn't say for 600 years, nobody's conquered or invaded Sparta. It's like, no, the enemy hadn't even got close enough that our women can see their smoke miles away. We do not let the enemy even get close to our women, get close to our city. We go and we take the battle to them. They fear us. They will not come here. And so understand that Sparta is in southern Greece. Thermopylae is in northern Greece. King Leonidas knew the only way we're going to stop the Persians, we're not going to wait for them to come here. We're going to take the battle to them, outnumbered at everything. And he led the Spartans, the 300 Spartans, and other Greek warriors into battle against the Persian. This was his perspective. I am going to protect Sparta. And the value was, we're going to be so powerful at protecting that our women, our children, will not even see the smoke of the enemy's fires. In other words, the enemy's never even going to get close to us. There's nothing that's going to stress. You want to see a marriage with tension in it? Get your wife stressed, right? When your wife is stressed out, whether it's over money or it's over, issues or whatever, when your wife is stressed, it is not a fun place to be, right? What if you could build a life that you protect your wife from the things that stress her out? This is your responsibility, my friend. I know this is not cultural. This is kind of countercultural. This certainly is not probably politically correct or in line with pop culture, but I'm not really interested in pop culture. When I look around at the relationships that we have and the divorce rate and just the number of unhappy women and unhappy men in marriages that are stuck in marriages, some of them divorced, some of them stay, but they're miserable. Where there is no passion, there is no respect, there's not really a deep, passionate connection in that relationship. What if you protected your wife from stress? She didn't have to work. Why? Because you protect her from that. She doesn't have to go and submit to a boss, another man. I would never want my queen to go into a job where she has to submit to another man. I want to protect her from that. I don't want her to be stressed out about that. So what if you did that? And here's what he says. He says, for 600 years, no Spartan woman has beheld the smoke of the enemy's fires. Now, Persian enemy's coming. And this is what he says. By Zeus and Eros, by Athena protectress and Artemis upright, by the Muses and all the gods and heroes who defend Sparta, and by the blood of my own flesh, I swear that our wives and daughters, our sisters and mothers will not behold those fires now. The enemy's not coming close to us. The enemy's not going to come close to our city. Our women are not going to have to be afraid. My friend, are you willing and able to stand up for your family and protect them that way? How do you do that? Well, one is have money. There's so many things that happen. The things that bring tension and stress into our lives are when we are living in scarcity. So this goes back to number 5, and that is the idea of being a provider, is can you provide and can you protect? So it takes money and it takes courage. It takes a man who is principled, we've already talked about, who is willing to stand up for his family. Are you able to do that? If you're not, if you're living in scarcity and lack right now, my friend, you ain't ready to start dating. And if you're in a relationship and that relationship is rocky, this is one of the reasons. Number 7. Now, number 7 is going to seem shallow to some of you, but it ain't. Number 7 is physique. Your body. Do you take care of your body? Okay. Are you a man in a relationship? If you want attraction, if you want passion in your relationship, if you want her to respect and admire you, be physically fit. Because when you're physically fit, I mean, this is like the foundational biological attraction is a woman is biologically attracted to a man who is strong, who is built physically powerful. This is why you look at every romance novel. What is on the cover of every romance novel? A big muscular dude, right? This is what women are biologically, they're attracted to that deep inside them at a subconscious level. Why? Because when they look at a man like that, biologically they say, he can protect, he can provide, and he can help me produce powerful, strong offspring. Okay? If you are fat and out of shape, nobody respects that. Nobody looks at you and like, I respect that belly, boy. Look at that, man. You work hard on that beer belly. Nobody respects that. What people respect, it's not the muscle that they respect. What they respect is the work and the discipline and the commitment that was required for you to get it. And everybody knows. And this is one area where the fruit on your tree is always evident, and that is the way you take care of your body. You can hide your bank account, okay? You can act like you got money when you don't, but you can't act like you're ripped when you ain't. You can't act like you take care of your body when you don't. It always shows. And if you want respect and you want that fire, this is just a powerful piece of that where she goes like, I like seeing you with the shirt off. Again, part of why you want to be respected in your marriage, in your relationship, is because you want to be desired. You want to be desired? Look great. Take care of your body. Get to the gym. Stop sitting on the couch and eating potato chips, playing video games all day, and get your ass to work and get your body physically in shape. Because both women and men respect a man who takes care of his body, and it shows. So that you know this is true. You see guys, even in the business world, when they walk in and they're in elite physical condition, there is an elite version of you that other men look at when you walk into a room, and you see those men walk into the room, and they immediately get your attention because you know the price they paid and the discipline required for them to become a man like that. And you respect it. I'm going to give you a quick bonus. Here's a bonus for an 8th principle for secret of being respected. And that is play. Can you be a player? Cyndi Lauper had it right. She says, girls just want to have fun. Women they want to have a good time. They like adventure. They like variety. They like to be able to laugh and play. They want to be able to do that. And you cannot allow your relationship to get boring. If you bring adventure and excitement and fun into your marriage every single week, and you keep her happy that way, keep her from being bored, she is going to appreciate it and she is going to respect it. And everything is better when there's that respect. Every single thing. Now, final thing is I just want to reiterate the starting point of respect, and that is become the man that you respect. Nobody else can respect you or will respect you until you respect yourself. Self-respect is fundamental and foundational to this, because when you respect you, you show up different in the world. When you respect you, you look at and you're proud of who you are. Okay, even more important than being happy is to be proud. Be proud of yourself. And I'm not talking about haughtiness or arrogance. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being proud of yourself. I want to be the man that I can look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of who you have become. I'm proud of the way you showed up today. That God can look at you and say, I'm proud of the way you did what you told me you would do. That you obeyed me. You were faithful to me. I'm proud of that. I want to show up that way. Now, am I impressing God? No, but I'm just saying I want to show up in a way that makes me feel good about who I am and how I'm showing up. And when you do that, you respect yourself. And when you respect yourself, everything gets better. Because when you respect yourself, then you go out and you ask a woman out and she rejects you. It doesn't crush you because she may not be attracted to you, but you are attracted to you. You respect you. And so other people's opinions become just their opinions. And they're no longer the measure of your self-worth. You're no longer needy on her to say yes to you, because if she rejects you, it's like, oh no, I'm not worthy. And so you get all bent out of shape about it. When you respect you, rejection does not bother you. When you respect you, other people's opinions and other people's approval does not affect you. You can't, because you're being true to yourself. That's all that matters. And your certainty and your confidence will command the respect of other people. My friend, respect. Be a man who respects himself. Be a man worthy of the respect of others, and everything in your life, including love, including romance, including sex, will get way better.